what? Hey, if you could come, keep me company, homie. It's on and popping. And come.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, it is Tuesday Night Sports Minutes on the TMA Radio Show. I'm your host, Minister Ackridge, and we just so thankful for another Sports Minute. And we got a lot to cover tonight. And we thank Jeff for being back on tonight. And we just gonna chill out, tell you about what's happening in the sports world. So if you are a sports fan, you will be excited about tonight. So I want you to continue to listen and enjoy tonight's broadcast. And we thank you and give all of you a shout out. Hey man, if you're in the Raleigh area, the Franklin County area, Wake County, Nash County, and all the other surrounding counties, hey man, we thank God for you tuning in each and every week. And we also thank God for those that are listening across the world, amen, to the show. We thank God for you listeners, and we're going to keep doing what we're doing, and the breakthrough will come. We thank God for another day. We thank God for just new mercies. And so, with that said, stay tuned, and we will be back with Sports Minutes shortly.
Compressed in this present day Babylonian, no compassion for the hungry and lonely and cold. So it is told to the globe, young and the old, will profit some man with no soul, yo, lo and behold. Why don't you come to the river where there is understanding? Come and see the master's plan, and for those who have eyes that can see, you can see him so clearly at sea. Why don't you come to the river where there is understanding? Come and see the master's plan, and for those who have eyes that can see, you can see it so clearly at sea. Come, please come inside. It's alright, it's alright, it's open mic night. Oh, can I write? I mean, can I rap? I seem delighted to lean beside that meanest hi-hats I've seen tonight. Stream of light in the stream of mine. Seem to like it, don't think you mind. Spinning sidekick, I'm feeling fine. I'll bring the rhythm of a million man march in a minute, man. I'll bring him with a minivans parked. Got Peter Pan's freedom and heart. I'll defeat him and beat him, and I don't need a fast start. NASCAR, race car, A-star, fatal way to face-to-face, 808 to base. I'll take the place of a famous face. Man, I miss the underground, and I hate this place. Come and get some, y'all don't really want none. Y'all ain't ready for defending the city, The American amendment is ended and stopped. Enemies have entered, the center is hot. Never been caught by any arrogant cop. Straight to the top of you, like it or not. Whether a mic or pop block DJ or whatnot.
Yeah. Sports Minutes in effect. We're live in the beautiful city of Lewisburg, Fredericton. All right. Hey. All right. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we back. Thank God for you. Hey, we thank God for Jeff being on the show once again. And we ready to crank it up after the intro. All right, Jeff, take him away.
All right. It's great being back here on the show. Thank you, Minister Ackridge, for having me back on here. Let's go ahead and let's start off with basketball. It's been an exciting year to start off. We got the Golden State Warriors, who are undefeated this season with a 22-0 record. They're playing the Pacers tonight, actually. Let's take a look at the scores. Golden State is up 70-54 in Indiana right now in the second quarter. The Portland Trailblazers are playing against the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Trailblazers are up 56-46. Brooklyn is up on Houston 31-24 in Brooklyn. And later on tonight, OKC plays Memphis at 8 o'clock. The Magic play the Denver Nuggets at 9, and the Utah Jazz play the Sacramento Kings at 10 o'clock tonight Eastern Standard Time. So I was talking to a friend of mine, and I was saying how I thought that Golden State was going to win the game tonight against the Pacers. He said he's thinking the Pacers to win it. So far, it looks like he's betting the wrong way. I want the Warriors to be undefeated for when they go to Boston and play my Celtics in the TD Bank North Garden. And it's interesting because I love the Warriors, but I'd love to see the Celtics pull off the biggest upset of the year in Boston. So, I know sometimes Yeah. Well, you know, well, I know people say be careful what you wish for, but hey, you know, I'd like to see it. I think it'd be a pretty competitive game, so I hope the Warriors beat the Pacers tonight so they can play the Celtics on Friday night. I would love to see that game. So let's take a look at the scores in football from over the weekend. We had a pretty eventful weekend, to say the least. On Thursday night, the Packers played the Lions in Detroit, and the Packers won on a Hail Mary pass with no time left on the clock from Aaron Rodgers. A 62-yard touchdown pass to Richard Rodgers. The Packers won the game in shocking fashion, 27-23. Man, the Lions just had a way to scoop that one up. I don't know. Did you see the Hail Mary pass, Mr. Ackers?
No, I didn't get to watch that. I saw the highlights. I mean, with no time on the clock. Is it? That's the Aaron Rodgers.
It's kind of crazy because in watching, watching that play, you know, I don't know what the Lions were doing on that because they had two linebackers over the middle of the field. It's almost like they weren't even expecting a Hail Mary in that situation.
Actually, you know, they let go. They should have put some pressure on Rodgers. That was an easy victory for them, but they didn't pull it out. I was just so upset. I mean, I don't like the Green Bay Packers. You know, that's my enemy now. And with no time on the clock, you allow a Hail Mary pass for a touchdown. That you giving up. They thought they had the game in the bag.
Oh yeah, that was a crazy game. But moving on to the scores, the Jets beat the Giants in New York at the Meadowlands, and man, that was a crazy game. The Giants found a way to blow that one. Fortunately for the Cowboys,
Yeah, I'm glad they lost. I'm excited.
The Cardinals. Yeah, well, in the next game, the Cardinals beat the Rams by a score of 27-3. Cardinals walked all over the Rams. They look like a great team right now. Falcons lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Falcons are free-falling right now. They lost by a score of 23-13. Buccaneers are playing very good football. Seahawks won against the Minnesota Vikings by a score of 38-7. I don't think anyone saw that one coming. 49ers beat the Chicago Bears 26-20. Just when it looked like the Bears might have been pulling things together. The Titans beat the Jaguars by a score of 42-39. Bills beat Texans 30-21. Dolphins beat the Ravens 15-13. Bengals beat the Browns 37-3. Chiefs beat the Raiders 34-20. And Alex Smith has been on fire lately. Broncos beat the Chargers 17-3. Patriots lost to the Eagles in New England by a score of 35-28. Panthers beat the Saints 41-30. Steelers beat the Colts by a score of 45-10. And Cowboys beat the Redskins by a score of 19-6.
Yeah, baby. Yes. You hear that ovation? Yeah. Yes, baby. Yes. I tell you what, man. That first half was a game that 3-3, and then you're looking at 6-6 and 9-9, and then in that fourth quarter, they both kind of woke up and start playing good ball, and I mean, it was a great finish. It wasn't a pretty first half, but it was a great second half going into the fourth quarter. Great defensive game on both sides of the ball, but then that just doesn't say, I think that Cousins is a lot better. He's a much better quarterback than Matt is. Matt Castle is for us, but our defense held us on. I mean, to be able to pull that one out, man. Man, that was I tell you, and have the best kicker in the league. Man, I love it.
Oh yeah, and Dan Bailey's he is a very underrated kicker in my opinion, and he did a good job of hitting some very big kicks. I mean, yeah, had 3 field goals in this game, and of course that's a game winner. So big win for the Cowboys. Here's the thing. I mean, they're getting ready to play the Packers next week, I believe. Yeah, play the Packers next week in Lambeau Field. And man, that's gonna be
payback. Can you say payback? Can you say payback? I think that I'm gonna have to look up the old song, "The Big Payback," and play that when we ready to play them.
Yeah, there's it's gonna be a tighter game than I think people think it's gonna be, because the Packers. Here's the thing, with the exception of the Hail Mary pass at the end of the game, the Packers really the end of the game against the Lions, the Packers were not very impressive as a whole. As a team, they almost lost. Well, they should have lost that game. The Lions found every way to goof it up, but I gotta give credit to the Packers for finding a way to win it. But that's the game the Lions really should have had, and that's one they're kicking themselves about. But I think the Cowboys, if they play defense the way they did against the Redskins team that was playing good football, if they play that way against the Packers, the game's going to be much tighter than people think.
Yeah, I do believe that too, and I think Matt Castle, man, has to. He take too long looking at the receivers when the rush. I think he missed Dez a couple times. Dez had a step or two on his defender and missed him, man. And I think that Dez was just outrageous. You throw to the flat area, you throw out into the flat area, but then you missed you needed a first down. And the one you throw to is not even close to the first down marker. And then you got two defensive players right there at the out. I just don't understand that Matt Castle, he takes too long recognizing who is open at the moment where, okay, you might need to throw, you call a play to throw to A, but you check them out because you really know you're going there. But what happened is he missed B and C. He'll look at D, but his target is A, but he'll throw to A anyway when B and C open. And I'm glad Witten, he threw to Witten a lot. Witten kept us in the game a lot, but then like I said, he missed Dez for those big yardage plays, man.
Castle's he's gotta find a way to be effective on some of those throws, and he's got to find a way to get that done.
Yeah, I do. I'm gonna tell you what. One thing I do like about the defense is that we did blitz more than I've known us to blitz, and that was a lot of the game too. A lot of the cover packages, the blitz, and I like what the mix up that he threw at Washington on the other night, because it kind of confused Cousins a little bit. He didn't know who was coming from, and so we just, if our defense keep going, we're gonna be all right. But Jeff, I want to ask you something, and this is referring to the Eagles, and the Eagles have talk. There's talk in the camp now that DeMarco Murray is kind of upset with what his role and position is with the Eagles. So what do you say about that?
Well, honestly, Mr. Ackers, it's a situation for me where I didn't really feel like it was a good fit when he went there to begin with. Chip Kelly's offensive game plan, I didn't really feel like it fit DeMarco Murray's skill set, and the role he's got DeMarco Murray in right now, it doesn't really make sense to me to have him. Some of the plays that he's doing, he's got kind of handing the ball off to Murray on some of these delayed passes and some of these sweeps, but where Murray was at his best with the Cowboys was when he was able to run up the middle with a full-headed steam. He doesn't have that luxury with the Eagles, so I can understand why he's frustrated with that team right now. I don't think it's a good fit, and I wouldn't be surprised if next season he's playing for another team.
Yeah, I said the same thing, and I just wish the Cowboys had kept him this year, because we definitely could use him. Even if they picked up, whoever they wanted to, they could have kept him. And knowing that Romo is out, he would have been a great asset to catch the ball and run, and and that he could have ran. He would have run some hard yards for the Cowboys with that line. So they need him, but at the same time, I think we have to get better at quarterback. But the Eagles, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do for next year. I think they're going to be changing across the board from coach to assistant coach.
Yes, I agree with you. I think it's I think regardless of what happens with the Eagles this season, I think Chip Kelly's out next year. I don't think it's a good fit for them. He's made a lot of questionable decisions, and of course he made that trade to dub Nick Foles out of Philadelphia. And I know Foles hasn't played well at all with the Rams this year, but he was a better fit, in my opinion, for the Eagles than Sam Bradford is. I like Sam Bradford, but he's just not efficient, and that's something that's plagued him throughout his career, is his injuries, his inefficiency. And yeah, I know the Eagles beat the Patriots last week, but I mean, if people really think the Eagles have a good team, I think they played well in that game against the Patriots. But New England made quite a few mistakes on their end, which were very uncharacteristic, very uncharacteristic mistakes of the Patriots. But regardless of what happens, the Eagles could win their division. It's possible, but still, though, even if they found a way to sneak into the playoffs, I don't see them doing much of anything. I don't think Chip Kelly's going back to Philadelphia next year.
Yeah, I don't either. And also, want to talk about Menzel. He's back. Hey, back in the Browns starting quarterback on for us Sunday. He should be back in the seat, driver's seat. But I think
it's right. Yeah, really small driver's seat, but
yeah. But you know what? The fans love him. I mean, that was really probably the decision. The cries from the fans, and they like that. I guess they like that energy, and they like that. I guess cowboy type style he has with the excitement and the drama. But I think Menzel would have been a great backup quarterback versus what we have. If Jerry Jones could have maybe picked him up, he might fit in Dallas, or Tebow would have fit in Dallas. I know, but Menzel, he's gonna get a chance to come back. We'll see what he's gonna be able to do. I did see that they showed some highlights of him and connecting with the team. So we'll see how that roll out on Sunday. I want you to answer this, and I don't know the answer, but can anyone stop the Panthers right now?
The Panthers? Yeah, I don't think anybody can stop the Panthers right now. I mean, they've beaten every team that you're supposed to beat at this point. I mean, they've beaten the Packers. Who else did they beat? They beat the Seahawks. They've beaten the teams that are the legitimate or the front runners, if you will, in their conference. And so, I mean, if there is a team that could find a way to beat them, I believe it would be a team like the Cardinals because of their balance, both offensively and defensively. But the Panthers, I mean, if things continue the way they are, which they might go undefeated, it's quite possible. I think they have a very good chance, but even if they don't go undefeated, I still believe they're going to finish with the number one seed. So if they finish with the number one seed and the road to the Super Bowl goes through Carolina, I don't know of a team that can beat them right now in Carolina with the fans on their side and their defense playing the way it is. And they proved last week something that I thought that they had to show, which was, can they win a game if their defense doesn't play well? And they did that. They did that against New Orleans, a team that was a New Orleans team that was desperate. I mean, they desperately needed a win to stay in the playoff hunt, and that game ended their season last week. It ended the same season. So it was very impressive to me to see the Panthers find a way to outscore their opponent. So if they're playing like that during the postseason, sorry, Aaron Rodgers isn't going there and winning. I don't. It's not happening.
Yeah. I believe that. I believe that too. And we got this week's matchups, Buffalo and Philadelphia. Who do you think gonna pull that one out?
This one's a little bit tougher on this because you don't know which Bills team you're gonna get. But you also don't know which Eagles team you're gonna get. I'm gonna give the Eagles a slight edge on this one because they're playing at home. I think they're a little fired up because they just went into New England and did what a lot of people thought they couldn't do. Most people thought they couldn't do, which is win. And they won a big game against the Patriots. I think going back home, they have a little momentum, and they find a way to win that one. I say the Eagles win this game by a score of 23-20.
All right, 23-20. And that's the Eagles. You got the Eagles pulling that one out?
I got the Eagles pulling that one out, 23-20.
All right, San Francisco and Cleveland. Who you have there?
I'm going to go with Cleveland on this one. I kind of got the feeling that having Manziel start might give them a little momentum on that. So I'm picking them to win that game. I'm going to say the Browns win this game by a score of 19-17.
All right, Detroit Lions and the St. Louis.
Lions and St. Louis. I'm gonna pick the Lions to win this game. They've been playing pretty well lately. I know they lost to the Packers in that crushing loss, but I think the Lions win this game. Even though they're playing in St. Louis, I think the Lions win this game by a score of 28-21.
All right, New Orleans and Tampa Bay.
Yeah, well, I'm picking Tampa Bay on this one. Yeah. I think they're playing really good football. I think the Saints are. That was a very, very disappointing loss for them. Their season's over. They don't have much to play for. Buccaneers have everything to play for. I think Tampa Bay, being at home, finds a way to get this win and go to 7-6 in their division.
Yeah, I think so too. Jameson shows he wants to win. When he takes the ball on his shoulders, and man, he wants to win. Titans in New York, Jets.
Titans in New York. Well, this game's going to be a little bit closer than people think it's going to be. I think the Jets will win, but I think Marcus Mariota is going to have a good game. I think it's going to be a tight one. I think the Jets find a way to win this one, but by a slim margin. I think the Jets win this game by a score of 18-14.
Yeah, I was about to say 15-17, just because of the point system. But I definitely think that there's going to be a close game. And Pittsburgh and Cincinnati.
And this is a huge game,
It's a big
for both
game,
teams.
yeah.
Bengals right now. Yeah, I mean, Bengals are the #1 seed at the moment, but they're playing a Steelers team that is, they just lost to the Seahawks last week, but
they still hot.
The week before.
Yeah.
They're still hot. Yeah. Honestly, this one, I got the Steelers going into Cincinnati. Yeah. I can see overtime with this one, and I got the Steelers pulling off an upset in this one in overtime by a score of 27-24. I think they win it on a field goal by a score of 27-24.
All right, and the Colts and the Jaguars.
Colts and Jaguars. I'm going to pick the Colts to win this one. I mean, they had a disappointing loss last week, but I think Matt Hasselbeck is playing well right now for them, and I think they find a way to beat the Jaguars. Even though the Jaguars have been playing pretty well of late, I think the Colts, this is a must-win game for them. They don't want to lose this. They want to find a way to get the victory.
Yeah, that's right. San Diego and Kansas City.
Kansas City all the way. The Chargers are showing me nothing this year. They're just a bad team. the Chiefs are on fire right now. Alex Smith is having a career year this season. Just when it seemed like people were ready to count them out. Well, no, people counted them out after about 5 weeks into the year. They started off 1-5, but something I kept telling people was, if the Chiefs could find a way to get some big wins in the middle of the season, that they have a very soft schedule to end the year and can make the playoffs. Well, now they're playing the Chargers, and they're playing Baltimore, they're playing Cleveland, they're playing some poor teams to end the year. So I got the Chiefs winning this one, and I think the Chiefs are going to be a very dangerous team going into the postseason.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a score of 27-6.
Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate.
2 field goals on San Diego's scoring. All right, we got Washington and Chicago.
I think the Bears are going to win this game. The reason why I think the Bears are going to win this game is because I know they lost last week, but I kind of feel like they're going to pull things together a little bit. Redskins. That was a very bad loss on their part. I mean, I know the Cowboys' defense played very well, but if you're Washington, you can't lose that game. They found a way to lose it. And I think it's a loss. It's going to sting. It's going to stick with them. It's going to stay in their heads. And I think going to Chicago, Cutler's going to bounce back, and I think he's going to find some holes in the Redskins' defense. So I'm thinking the Bears to win this one by a score of 23-17.
All right. Yeah, I got a few more here. Atlanta and Carolina.
Oh, Atlanta and Carolina. Well, I'm picking the Panthers, man.
Yeah.
I know the Falcons are desperate. So I understand that, and I do believe it is going to be a tight one. But I wouldn't want to pick against the Panthers or play against the Panthers at this point. They seem to be getting better as the year goes along. So I'm going to pick the Panthers to win this one by a final score of 31-30.
All right. Seattle and Baltimore.
Seattle and Baltimore. Well, I'm picking Seattle on this one.
Yeah.
Baltimore is about as decimated as you can be at this point.
Yeah. Oakland and Denver.
I'm picking Denver to win this one, but not by a wide margin. I think the Raiders kind of have a revenge mindset because they felt that they should have beaten the Broncos earlier, which they should have. Not to mention for the Raiders, they're still technically in it, but they've got some tough wins they've got to pick up. So yeah. I'm picking Denver to win this game. I think the Raiders find a way to make it a tight one. So I'm picking the Broncos to win this game by a final score of 24-21.
All right, Dallas and Green Bay.
Honestly, this is probably the toughest one I've been thinking about as far as picking. I got this weird feeling, and I told a friend of mine before, I just got this weird feeling Dallas is going to find a way to go into Green Bay with the mindset of we got cheated out of a victory last year, and we don't care if we have Tony Romo or don't have Tony Romo. We're going to find a way to get a victory.
Yeah,
I just kind of feel like this is one of those games where the Cowboys find a way to get a victory.
Yeah, 17-20 is I'm going to call the score. Dallas. New England got about 50 seconds left. New England and Houston.
New England. I think New England will win this game. I think they bounce back. I don't think they lose 3 straight games. I think Tom Brady finds a way to get the job done.
All right. New York and Miami for the Monday night matchup.
New York wins this game by a score of 24-17. I don't think the Dolphins have the firepower to win this.
All right. Anything else you want to say to the listeners, Jeff?
Well, thank you, Mr. Ackley, for having me back here on the show, and I'll see you all next week. Bye.
By grace are we saved through faith.
Lift him up higher,
And none of ourselves, y'all.
somebody lift him higher.
It is the gift of God.
Come on,
None of
lift
us.
him up
Lift
higher.
any man should boast.
What shall I render?
All right, that was Tuesday Night Sports Minutes on the TMA Radio Show. We see you tomorrow night for midweek praise between 9 and 10. and then Thursday between 9 and 10. So I want you to have a wonderful night and hope you enjoyed tonight's Sports Minutes on the TMA Radio Show.
Grace to lay up, go dash dust. You add favor when the labor is much. When trials come, place my feet on the rock. I will be still, cause I know you are God. Exceeding everywhere, exceeding here and there, exceeding every day. I see signs and wonders, exceeding everywhere, exceeding here and there, exceeding every day. That is my portion. Grace, I need you more than words can say. Love is everything you can have to say. So why do you wanna give upon yourself? My grace is enough for you.